Hey, 49ers fans. What an incredible time to be following San Francisco football, because the story this season has been nothing short of remarkable. We are deep into December, and the NFC playoff picture has shifted in ways that nobody could have predicted back when the season started. With just 2 games left in the regular season, the stakes could not be higher for the Niners, and it all kicks off this Sunday night as they welcome the Chicago Bears to Levi Stadium. After that, Week 18 brings one of the fiercest rivalries in the league, a showdown against the Seattle Seahawks. And if history has taught us anything, we know how intense that environment can get when these two teams meet. Looking back at last night's matchup against the Indianapolis Colts, it was a performance for the ages. San Francisco rolled up nearly 50 points, putting on a scoring display that few teams can match. The final score read 48-27, a victory by 3 touchdowns. And the star of the night was none other than Brock Purdy, who turned in the game of his career. 25 completions on 34 attempts for 295 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. That achievement alone places him in elite company. He became the first Niners quarterback since Steve Young to throw 5 touchdowns in a single game. The only quarterbacks in franchise history to achieve such a feat? Purdy, Young, and the legendary Joe Montana. That's not just impressive, it's historic. What I found particularly exciting about this win was the balance in the offense. While Purdy was lighting up the scoreboard through the air, the running game was equally potent. Christian McCaffrey showcased why he is one of the most dynamic backs in football, rushing for 117 yards on 21 carries and adding 2 more touchdowns through the air. And the offensive line deserves credit for opening up those lanes, steadily improving as the season has gone on. George Kittle also hit the century mark in receiving yards, and Jawan Jennings continued his remarkable streak with yet another touchdown, marking 7 in 7 games. The synergy of the offense is reaching a peak at just the right time. The defense, however, remains an area with room for improvement. While they had moments where they were sliced apart, especially early against the Colts offense, they showed resilience after giving up 2 quick touchdowns. Over the final 7 drives, the defensive line and secondary tightened up considerably, holding Jonathan Taylor to just 46 yards on 16 carries. The emergence of Alec Pierce as a free agent to watch is also intriguing. The young wideout pulled in 4 catches for 86 yards, and both of his touchdowns came courtesy of Phillip Rivers. His combination of height, length, and athleticism could make him a perfect fit in a Niners uniform moving forward. Now, when you step back and look at the bigger picture for San Francisco this season, it becomes even more astounding. Remember the chatter at the start of the year? Many pundits were calling this a reset year, some even labeling it a rebuild. Injuries, dead cap, and a shortened schedule for several key players had people skeptical. Brock Purdy missed 8 games. Jones went 5-3 in his absence, and both Nick Bosa and Fred Warner were sidelined for the season. And yet, despite all of that adversity, the Niners find themselves at 11 wins and 4 losses with 2 critical games to go. Predictions pegged them to finish 11-6 at best, and now there's talk they could even hit 13 wins. That kind of turnaround is remarkable and speaks volumes about the depth, coaching, and organizational excellence at every level of the franchise. Kyle Shanahan has done an extraordinary job managing this team through injuries and adversity. The roster may have been stretched, but the philosophy and culture of the organization have allowed San Francisco to continue to thrive. This is why the Niners are consistently regarded as one of the best-run teams in the NFL, an organization that maintains excellence on and off the field. Every game, every matchup, and every adjustment has been executed with precision, and that organizational consistency has kept them in contention for not just the playoffs, but potentially the number 1 seed in the NFC. Speaking of the playoff picture, the landscape is shifting week by week. San Francisco currently sits at 11-4, with a realistic path to the top seed if they can win out. The upcoming home game against the Bears is crucial, not just for the record, but for momentum heading into the divisional rivalry clash with Seattle. If the Niners can maintain this winning streak, they could find themselves playing multiple playoff games at home, including a potential Super Bowl appearance at Levi Stadium. Imagine that scenario: winning a first-round bye, hosting the divisional round, capturing the NFC Championship at home, and then staying put for Super Bowl 60. It is a scenario that feels almost tailor-made for San Francisco, a reward for a season that was meant to be a year of rebuilding, but has become a story of triumph. The last win against Indianapolis was pivotal in another sense as well. Not only did it mark their fifth consecutive victory, but it also improved their standing against the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC playoff rankings. The Rams have been leading the conference late in games earlier this week, but suffered a crushing defeat to Seattle, dropping them to the 6th seed. Meanwhile, the Bears overcame long odds to beat the Green Bay Packers, claiming the 2-seed position. The Eagles are firmly planted in the 3 seed after clinching the NFC East, while the Panthers and Buccaneers continue to battle for the NFC South crown. All of this sets up an incredibly competitive final stretch of the season, where the Niners' performance in these last 2 games will have enormous implications. The pathway for San Francisco is straightforward but not easy. They must handle business at home against the Bears and then survive a hostile road, or potentially home, environment against Seattle in Week 18. If they succeed, they will have 7 consecutive wins to close the season, a remarkable run considering all the challenges they faced. The number 1 seed is within reach, and the team's cohesion, balanced attack, and resilience give them a real shot at making history this postseason. There is a tangible excitement in the air because for fans who experienced the playoff drought last year, this is redemption, a chance to see the Niners competing at the highest level again and with momentum on their side. Even looking at individual performances, the storylines are fascinating. Brock Purdy continues to grow into his role. Christian McCaffrey is delivering an elite level, and key contributors like George Kittle and Jawan Jennings are stepping up in the most critical moments. The offensive line, which has had its share of struggles earlier in the year, now appears capable of controlling games, both in pass protection and run blocking. And while the defense has had lapses, the adjustments they have made in recent contests suggest that they are learning and adapting as the pressure mounts. All of these elements combine to make the Niners a formidable force heading into the playoffs. Looking ahead, the Chicago Bears matchup is not to be taken lightly. Despite playing a day earlier than the Niners, they bring an 11-2 record since a winless start to the season, demonstrating their resilience and capacity to pull off victories in high-pressure situations. Week 18 against the Seahawks could very well determine not only the division title, but also playoff positioning and perhaps even a coveted top seed. Levi Stadium is about to become the epicenter of NFC football excitement, with the Niners potentially controlling their own destiny and staying at home through the deepest stages of the postseason. The story of this team is remarkable not only for what is happening on the field, but for what it says about the culture in San Francisco. From top to bottom, this is an organization that has proven it can endure adversity, manage injuries, and still perform at the highest level. Every practice, every game, and every decision has contributed to this moment. And now, as the season winds down, the focus is entirely on winning out and securing a path that could see San Francisco hosting some of the biggest games in football history. The excitement, the tension, and the potential for glory are all building, and it is impossible not to feel that the best is yet to come for the Niners. As we move deeper into the final stretch of the season, it becomes clear that every single play matters for the 49ers. The team's momentum is undeniable, riding a 5-game winning streak that has lifted them into serious contention for the NFC's top seed. This isn't just a hot streak. It's the culmination of months of preparation, adjustments, and resilience in the face of adversity. Brock Purdy has grown in confidence with every game, and his chemistry with the receivers continues to impress. Jawan Jennings, George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey have all stepped up at the right times, proving that the Niners' offense can be explosive through the air and devastating on the ground. What's remarkable is how balanced this team has become. There's no over-reliance on one player. Every game sees multiple contributors making key plays, whether it's in rushing, receiving, or protecting the quarterback. The upcoming game against the Chicago Bears is a pivotal one. It's a test of endurance, strategy, and mental toughness. Chicago is coming off a high-stakes matchup themselves, having pulled off a miraculous comeback against the Green Bay Packers. They are battle-tested and will not be intimidated by Levi's Stadium's atmosphere. The Niners, however, have an edge in depth, versatility, and experience at critical positions, and Kyle Shanahan has shown time and again that he can adapt his game plan to maximize his team's strengths. The offensive line will play a crucial role in this matchup, creating running lanes for McCaffrey while keeping Purdy clean enough to unleash his arm. If the Niners can dominate time of possession, control the line of scrimmage, and execute their game plan efficiently, they're in a prime position to secure another home win and keep their playoff hopes on track. Looking ahead to Week 18, the rivalry against the Seattle Seahawks promises to be electric. Both teams have demonstrated exceptional skill this season, and the stakes could not be higher. Seattle is hot, having rebounded from their Week 1 loss to the Niners with 11 wins and 3 losses since then. They're skilled at making adjustments mid-game, and their defensive front can create challenges for even the most talented quarterbacks. Yet, the 49ers have already shown that they can overcome elite defenses, mixing the run and pass to keep opponents guessing. If San Francisco executes their strategy with discipline and poise, they could emerge from this game not only victorious, but potentially clinching the number 1 seed. The possibility of playing a string of playoff games at home, culminating in a Super Bowl appearance at Levi's Stadium, adds a layer of intensity and excitement to this matchup that fans have never experienced before. It's impossible not to appreciate the growth of Brock Purdy over the season. From a quarterback who is largely untested in the NFL to someone throwing 5 touchdown games and leading a balanced offense, his development is one of the standout stories of the year. He has shown poise under pressure, accuracy, and decision-making beyond his years. Meanwhile, Christian McCaffrey continues to redefine versatility in the backfield, combining power and agility with exceptional receiving skills. George Kittle remains the matchup nightmare for defenses, pulling defenders away from the running game while providing a reliable target downfield. Jawan Jennings' streak of touchdowns speaks volumes about his consistency and knack for making plays in the clutch. Every member of the offense contributes, and the synergy is becoming more evident with each week. The defensive side of the ball has also shown progress. While there are still concerns, particularly when facing elite quarterbacks, the team's adjustments have improved consistency. They've tightened coverage in the secondary and limited big gains, forcing opponents into difficult situations on 3rd down. Holding Jonathan Taylor to under 50 yards on 16 carries is a testament to the effort, communication, and execution of the defensive front and linebackers. The key going forward will be maintaining that focus against high-powered offenses like the Bears and Seahawks, limiting explosive plays, and creating turnovers when opportunities arise. Even though the defense has struggled at times, the team as a whole has learned to compensate, with the offense often providing a buffer and the special teams unit contributing when needed. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be one of the most sensational moves of the offseason, whispers are circulating throughout the NFL community that Deforest Buckner might be returning to the San Francisco 49ers. Sources close to the team suggest that the former defensive anchor is not just coming back to familiar territory, but is expected to assume a role as the undisputed leader of the 49ers defensive front. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the speculation alone has ignited excitement among fans and analysts alike. Buckner's first stint with the 49ers established him as a dominant force, capable of disrupting quarterbacks and anchoring a defensive line with both precision and power. Since leaving, his presence has been sorely missed in San Francisco, and insiders hint that management is eager to restore that level of intimidation to their defense. Conversations around the league suggest that Buckner's return could shift the balance of power in the NFC West, giving the 49ers a renewed edge against some of the most formidable offenses in football. While contract details remain murky, Rumors point to a deal structured in a way that underscores the 49ers' belief in Buckner not only as a player, but as a cornerstone of their locker room culture. Sources claim that his leadership, experience, and ability to mentor younger players could transform the defensive unit into one of the league's most feared. Coaches and teammates reportedly view him as the missing piece in a defense that has shown flashes of brilliance, but struggled with consistency in recent seasons. Social media has been ablaze with speculation, with fans imagining a retooled defensive front led by Buckner's imposing presence. Analysts have started debating how his return might alter the 49ers' defensive schemes, with some predicting a more aggressive pass rush and others pointing to his versatility in run defense. Even rival teams are said to be closely monitoring the chatter, understanding that a fully healthy and motivated Buckner in San Francisco could present a formidable challenge on the field. As the rumors continue to swirl, one thing is clear. Deforest Buckner's potential return to the 49ers is more than just a story of a player coming home. It's shaping up to be a narrative about leadership, dominance, and the reinvigoration of a defense hungry to reclaim its reputation as one of the NFL's most elite units. Fans, insiders, and competitors alike are now left wondering, if this move comes to fruition, just how high can the 49ers' defensive ceiling go? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.